Good morning, you guys. I'm going to try to talk loud and clear so you can all hear me. Welcome to 8 o'clock prenatal. I know this is different for the four of you that are in the space with me. I have my water, I have my coffee. Liz brought me coffee this morning. So thank you for showing up in person. Thank you for showing up virtually. My name is Kristin. I'll be leading you through 75 minutes of prenatal yoga. We are still going to do our question of the day. So if you're tuning in, I think most of the group that might be tuning in is part of our community already. So if by chance someone has not been to Haumea that is tuning in live for the first time, we always do introductions. We ask a guest date. What in the world is a guest date? This is a prenatal yoga class, so everyone in this room is expecting. So we will ask a guest date because it is really a guesstimate. So share your name, share your guest date, and I want you to share something, question of the day or just thought for the day is something that is going on in your life right now that is really positive. What are you doing in the midst of chaos to really keep yourself grounded? What's good? Let's focus on the good. My name is Kristin, and life feels really, really crazy right now. My husband, as many of you know, is on the East Coast, and I think our FaceTime, it's been 2 weeks since we've been apart, and that's the most we've ever been away from each other, and it is really hard, but we are living by FaceTime and pictures. And as much as that stinks, it's so great to see his face and hear his voice. And I think just as much as he shows his face, he puts it on our dogs because I really miss our dogs too. So I'm thankful for technology right now. It helps us stay as connected as we possibly can. So I'll shift from me to Susanna. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Susanna, guest date March 23rd, so down the last week. And it does feel really good at work that we make the respirator machines that people are needing right now. It feels like it can contribute in a positive way, even though it's very, very small.
Yeah.
But
it's amazing stuff. I think you don't really think about all of the different parts that people play in when this is like unprecedented times. So
just doing what we can to get those machines out the door to help people.
Well, thank you for the work that you do and that you will continue to do until baby arrives.
Yeah.
And then we rely on, your team. Awesome. Thanks, Susanna, for coming.
I'm Katie. Guest date is May 27th. The positive thing I'm focusing on right now is we're starting on Monday, and I get to spend some extra time with my daughter.
Awesome. How old is she again?
She'll be 2 on the 25th.
2 on the 25th. Awesome. Thanks, Katie.
I'm Caitlin. Guest date is July 29th. Things were a little rocky with our house build construction, but now things are getting approved and moving forward, so we're super excited about that. So we should be hopefully working proud next month.
Yay! Where are you building?
Lodi up by the lake.
Oh, how awesome. Super. Well, even amidst this, you can even go to that property and feel the home starting. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Caitlin.
I'm Julie. Guest date is, they say October 6th, but I think it's the end of September. Just what everything worked out. I think a positive right now is we had our house in the market for 8 hours and sold it, accepted an offer. Both parties wanted to bring forward our closing date, so now we moved it up a week, so it's April 17th instead of April 24th. So kind of crazy, but it's kind of taking my mind off of everything else going on and focusing on the positive, new, beautiful house, because we had this little nugget, we need a bigger house.
Nice. Thank you, guys. If you are following along at home, you can always enter in the comments what is going well for you right now. We can all kind of log in later and look at the positive stuff. Lots of, whether you're expecting or not, I think there's always these dates of what's happening. There's a lot of closing dates for Haumea. I think Hannah's the 3rd, we're the 10th, you're the 17th, so we're like 1 week at a time. So thank you all for showing up. Let's get started in a nice grounding pose in child's pose. If you are following along at home or if you are here, you can pull a bolster in. I'm going to do my best to stay on the mat, so for those of you following along at home, you can see what I'm doing. Again, listen to my words. And really, this practice is about taking what feels good in your body on this Saturday morning. So that will be different for all of us. I think one of the most important things here is that we show up on our yoga mat, whether it be here at Haumea or at home. And that's really important when, I'm gonna swear, because that's, when shit gets crazy, it's important that we remember this practice that can be as simple as breathing and moving and finding stillness. It is really important in these times right now. So here in your child's pose, we will find cleansing breaths together. We'll take a nice big deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth exhale. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. One more full inhale and full exhale. Whether you are at home or on the mat here, continue with those cleansing breaths as you deem necessary. They do wonders for calming our central nervous system, for slowing our heart rate a little bit, helping us stay grounded in that present moment. So you came to this space where you showed up at home amidst really chaotic times. So thank you for that. Here at Haumea, we are finding our way, just as you guys are. We continue here to take breaths to transition from our week, our family, our careers, to this space. We notice the start music here. Might rock your forehead side to side, another really nice grounding activity, just feeling that earth, feeling your mat, the bolster support you. With your next inhale, we'll lift our forehead, let your fingertips travel all the way over to your right side of the mat. We breathe space and openness into our left side body. Being grateful for our breath, for this space we can create physically, emotionally. Good. Lift, and then we travel back through center, off to the other side, making space in our bodies, space for baby. let's travel back through center here. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Push down to rise up. We find ourselves in a tabletop position here. Knees slide back underneath of our hips. Move organically here. Hips can sway. No wrong movements. Toes can be tucked or tops of the feet rested on the mat. Let your inhales help you find a sense of space and openness. And as your exhales, let go of maybe those negative thoughts or feelings or sensations that come into your body here. Reminding ourselves of all of those good things that are happening in our lives and the lives of others. Good, you guys. Keep breathing here. We'll take maybe another 5 to 7 rounds of movement. This is a really nice position to come to as your pregnancy progresses, to take a little bit of that baby weight off of your back, a little bit of that sensation and pressure. I think what I love about these classes is that we have newly pregnant to hospital bag packed. This practice of yoga and movement brings us back to the present moment, honoring exactly where our body is at today. We'll come to back to tabletop here in stillness. We're going to extend our right leg out towards the side. I'm going to mirror you here. Left hand and left knee stay on the mat, and let's open that right arm towards the window. Roll out the right wrist. And as you take your next exhale, let's thread that right arm down in between the left hand and the left knee. Good. Feel the inside of the right thigh open. Awesome. Reach that arm up and use your exhale to bring it on down. Good. Let's take that one more time. Inhale, reach, and exhale. This time here, we're going to reach up towards the ceiling. And then reach it on forward towards me. Good. As you exhale, pull elbow and sink your hips back. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale. Use your breath here. Inhale to reach. Exhale to lengthen. Good. Bring both hands back down to the mat. And we're going to shift to a side plank here. So left hand will come down. Right arm reaches. And you can reach up towards the ceiling if that feels good in your body, or maybe up and over. Maybe you make some gentle movements here. Good, let's sweep our right arm down. We're gonna bring right forearm to right thigh. We're gonna take the supported side angle here. Left arm reaches up and over. You might bend into the elbow to open the chest a little bit. Maybe reach up one more time. Good, let's come back to our side plank variation. You can explore here, maybe keeping the right leg on the mat or maybe lift it. Got an option here for elbow to knee, working into our obliques. Inhale, lengthen. Good, we've got 2 more. Nice job, you guys. Last one here, elbow to knee. Good, lengthen, drop that right foot on down. Let's come to that supported side angle again, right forearm to right thigh, left arm reaches. Awesome, come on back to all fours and take some movement here. Side to side, maybe down onto forearms to give those wrists a little bit of a break. Reminding yourself to take water as you need. Really important to stay hydrated. So let's take that off to the opposite side. This time our left leg extends. Right hand and right knee are our base here. As you inhale, let that left arm open. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Roll out the wrist, wiggle the fingers. With your next exhalation, thread it on through. Really feel the inside of the left thigh opening. Inhale, reach. And exhale. Good. Inhale to reach one more time. Thread it on through. We'll take the left hand up towards the ceiling and then reach it on forward. Exhale, hip sink back, pull elbow in. Good, guys. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here. Awesome. Bring both hands back down. Then we let the right hand travel over towards the right. Left arm reaches our side plank variation. Just see how this feels, opening up the side body, shoulder stacked over wrist. All right, with your next exhale, bring left forearm this time to left thigh, right arm reaches. Roll out that opposite wrist. Let's come on through to side plank. Good, you've got the option here to lift that leg, 3 oblique crunches here, elbow to knee. Use your breath to help you through this movement. Last one here. Lengthen, let that left leg drop back down. Let's come to our side angle once again, supported here by the mat beneath us. Take one more time through those 2 movements. Side plank variation and our side angle. Nice. Come on back to your tabletop. Invite any other movement in that feels good. Those hip circles, sways. Awesome. So from here, yogis, we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. Fingers spread nice and wide. Pointer fingers are parallel with one another, pointing towards whatever the front of your yoga space looks like today. Hips come nice and high. Good. You can bend into one knee at a time. Just feel this out. Really let your head be heavy here. Here you go. Good. So we're in our downward facing dog. Noticing the sensation in our calves this morning, Achilles, hamstrings. Again, tabletop is always an option if that feels best in your body this morning. Good. Slowly here, we're going to roll forward to our high plank, shoulders land over wrists. Take a full breath in here. As you exhale, downward dog, roll on back. Nice. Inhale, high plank. Stay for the exhale. Nice full breath in. Downward dog as you exhale. Good. As you inhale here, shift your gaze forward. As you exhale, walk those feet on up. In our forward fold here, knees can bend. Reach for opposite elbows or let your arms dangle. Everybody's forward fold looks a little bit different. If this is feeling like too much pressure, you can always bring the forearms to the elbows, sort of like a catcher's stance. Let head, again, be heavy to feel our neck, letting that tension go. Take a few more breaths here. Forward folds are really good to help us let go of things, thoughts, feelings that might not serve us in this moment. With your next in-breath here, we're going to take a halfway lift. Hands slide to shins, crown of your head extends. I want you to think about pulling baby up and in, nice flat back. Exhale down to our fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Let's take one more. Exhale, let it go. Good. We're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head, neck, and shoulders are the last to lift. Good, we're up to standing here. Reach your arms up overhead. Left hand grabs right wrist. We've got some side body opening here. Right side feeling nice and open from the edge of our foot to our pinky finger. Good, come back up through center here. Good work, you guys. Switch the grip. Nice, we'll come here. Interlace your hands at your low back. I want you to be really aware here. Opening just in the chest, throat area. Keep baby hugged in nice and tight. Good. Release your chin towards your chest. Release your arms here. A couple shoulder rolls back and forward. Awesome. We find our sun salutations here this morning, starting in a mountain pose. Palms shine forward. We take a full breath in together. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, arms reach, gaze and heart lift. Exhale, forward fold. We guide or lead with our hearts here. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, reach and rise all the way on up. Exhale, forward fold it back down. Nice work, you guys. Finding a halfway lift. We're going to step back to find our high plank here. Setting up for our first round of push-ups. So let's drop down to our knees. We have a wider placement with our hands here. Roll to that space just above your kneecaps. We'll take a diaphragmatic, a full belly breath together. Inhale. Find the SH sound as you exhale. Good, we've got baby hugged in nice and tight. Inhale as you lower here. Exhale, use that exhale to come on up. Good. Your breath, your movement. Torso, head, stay in line here. Good, we've got 3 more. You've got this. After that last one, we're going to find puppy pose. So hips stay over knees, walk your hands forward, chest melts down to the mat. You can shift your gaze forward or let your forehead come down to the mat. Good, walk your hands back into tabletop. Any movements here that feel good, otherwise, let's find down dog once again. Hips come nice and high. Again, head, shake it out. As you inhale here, gaze forward, get a little bend in those knees. And exhale, step the feet to the top. Right away, inhale, hugging baby in for that half lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, rise. We're going to take one more round this round. We've got our tricep push-ups. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Step those feet on back. Drop down to your knees here. So with our tricep push-ups, we keep our elbows staying right at our side body. Again, we'll take a belly breath to hug baby in. Full inhale. Exhale. All right, hugging it in. Inhale as you lower. Keep breathing through this. Exhale. Good. Again, you can see elbows stay right at our side body. See yourselves as strong here. Yes, you can. Good. We've got 4 more. You've got this. Last 3. Last 2. Ooh, yes. Last 1. Good. Right away here, we're coming to downward facing dog. Hips come high. Feel those arms. Feel that sensation. That energy flowing. As you inhale here, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step the feet on up. Halfway lift, lengthen. Forward fold. Good, inhale, root to rise all the way up. Let's find our chair pose here, yogis. So shake out those shoulders a little bit. Good. Got a few smiles out there. This is different staying in one spot, so it's good to learn new things. All right, we're going to work through a little bit of pelvic tilts forward and back. So as you inhale, let's open those arms, tilt the pelvis forward. Exhale, round, hug, baby in. Keep in that chair pose here. Inhale, open. Exhale, use your breath. Inhale, get ready for a big hug. Exhale, let it go. 2 more. Last one here. Inhale to open, gaze lifts. Exhale. Nice. We're going to come into a high lunge here. I want you to shift the weight into your right foot. Lift the left heel just a little bit. Slow and controlled here. We are going to take the left leg straight to the back of the mat. Good. You might wiggle it on forward. You see the front knee, right knee over the right ankle. Back heel is lifted, arms lift. Ooh, good job, you guys. So if you're following along, high lunge, yeah, you could turn the fans on. Yeah. Thanks, Julie. It's not common as yoga teachers that we're used to doing and talking our way through the whole class. So as I'm sweating up here, so if you're following along, I'm taking a little break. Good, we're in our high lunge here. Find those goalpost arms. Really take this just into the chest, open and lift. As you inhale here, we're reaching our arms up, straighten into that front leg. Feel that little bit of balance. Exhale, goalpost arms. Good, 2 more. All right, here we come back to our high lunge. Open up to warrior 2. So again, the right foot is forward here. We're sliding our left heel down. Arms reaching in opposite directions. Bring your hands to your shoulders here. Let's just take some shoulder circles. Forward, back. Maybe shrugs up. If you're anything like me, a lot of tension rides in that neck space, into the shoulders. Good. Here we're back in our warrior 2. We'll come to that side angle, so start to lean forward. We took this supported on the floor earlier, so now we're standing, we're building strength here. Right forearm comes to right thigh, left arm can reach up and over towards the ceiling, or maybe if the shoulder is still a little tight, bring hand to the low back. We take a cleansing breath together here. Inhale, exhale. Good. Feel the strength. Bring your right hand to your right thigh. I want you to feel how strong you are here. That right knee is over the right ankle. Your next inhale, let's take it on to reverse. So inhale takes the right arm reaching. Left hand can come down the left thigh or maybe to the low back. Your reverse peaceful warrior here. Full inhale. And as you exhale, come back to your side angle. Keep that lower half, you guys, nice and steady and strong. Inhale on back to reverse. And back to side angle. Let's take it one more time. Good, into our side angle. Awesome, we're going to come up to your warrior 2. Let's straighten into the right leg. Take all 10 toes. We're going to find a wide leg forward fold. So hinging at the hips here. You might keep that nice flat backhand to baby and low back. Then when you reach that spot where your hamstrings stay, it's time to stop. Round on into this, give a little bend into the knees. It's always really important to keep a little bit of bend in those knees to help keep the energy and the blood flow moving. Good. You might explore a twist here. One hand could come straight down from your gaze. Opposite hand could come to the low back or reach up towards the ceiling. Explore what feels good in your body in this moment. If you take that twist to one side, invite it into the other. You might take these lateral lunges or movement side to side. About 2 more breaths here in your wide leg fold. All right, you guys, listen closely. We're going to pivot hands towards the right foot, coming back towards the front of the room. Drop your left knee on down. You could stay here with hands on the mat, or you could bring hands to your right knee. Hands could reach goal post, come to the low back. Really feel the opening in the psoas and the hip flexor on the left side. Again, choosing what variation. You could drop the right knee open towards the right side of the room. Good, you guys. Good. If hands lifted, everybody's got hands, or bring them back down to the mat. We're going to shift our hips back for our half splits here. Flex the right toes up towards the ceiling. You can see left hip is over left knee. And just take this internal and external rotation, so kind of waving with your foot left and right, bringing some mobility into the right hip joint. Awesome, let's walk our hands forward, rebend the right knee, tuck your left toes, so we're in this active lunge here. Step back to your high plank. Good, knees could be up or knees could be down. Find a little bit of a rock forward and back. Push the floor away, so really puffing up that space in between the shoulders. We take a full breath in here together. Downward dog as you exhale. Nice work, you guys. Feel that out. We take lots of asymmetrical movements in our yoga classes, especially for prenatal, that we take to help baby get into the best position for your body. So as you inhale here, let's shift that gaze forward, knees bend, get ready. As you exhale, step the feet to the top. Find a halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Back to our forward fold. Inhale, reach and rise. And we sink back into our chair pose. Good. You might bring the hands to heart or to heart and baby here. Give the toes a bit of a wiggle. And now we'll bring the toes to the mat, lift the heels a little bit, working into strength in the feet. Good. If you're watching along, you can see the shake. Good job, you guys. Sink a little lower. Awesome. We're going to let the left heel lower. Here's where we're making that shift to our high lunge. So right heel lifts. Take this slow, slower than you think you can go. Eventually, right toes touch down to the back of the mat. High lunge on the other side. I feel enclosed in my space here. It's funny the things you get used to when you're, going about your daily lives, and it's like, wait, I want to go. I want to come get closer to you, but we're maintaining our 6 feet here at home. So, all right. So again, in our lunge, our front knee is stacked over the front ankle. Arms will lift. Then we find those goal post arms. So really strong, pulling shoulder blades towards one another. As you inhale, straighten and reach. Exhale, goal post. Good, 2 more. Nice. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Reach those arms up one more time here. Open up to warrior 2. So this time our left knee stacks over left ankle. Take a nice long stance here. That's really where we find the benefit and the strength in this pose. So again, remembering we only move from our upper body here. As we inhale here, we're going to come to our side angle. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm can reach or stay close for support. Notice where you might find that your tension creeps into your body in this posture. Is it into the toes? Is it gripping with the toes or clenching the jaw or feeling a little bit of tightness in the shoulders? Breathe into whatever you feel. Let that breath help that tension go. We take a full breath in here together and full breath out. Again, bring left hand to left thigh. Feel that strength you've got here, you guys. All right, let's take it to our reverse peaceful warrior. Left hand reaches. Feel the left side reopen. Awesome. Now take your exhale back to your side angle. Keep that low half nice and steady. Inhale to find length. And exhale. Nice. Lengthen one more time in our reverse warrior. Let your exhale carry you back to your side angle. Good. Come on up to your warrior two. Let's straighten into the left leg. Take all 10 toes. Bring hands to hips. We're going to start with some lateral movements, side to side. All right, next time you've got your right knee bent, you can stay upright like this, you guys, or you can come all the way down into that deep lateral lunge, Tadasana. And you've got a lot of options here. You could keep hands to the mat for a little bit more support. You could even take this into a fold. You could keep right arm to the inside of the right thigh, left hand to low back, or maybe reaches for a little bit of a spinal twist. I want you to think about here, the left leg that's extended, flex those toes up towards the ceiling, really engaging the quad. And then give those toes a little bit of a point, stretching into the front of the shin. Good. Let's do one more point and one more flex. All right, you guys, bring hands down to the mat here. We're going to pivot off to the other side. So this time taking the deep bend in the left knee, right leg extends. Again, engage the quadricep. Flex those right toes. Yeah, you might be lifted. Take this into balancing or maybe a twist. Good, lots of great options that I see here. Exploring the pointing and flexing. We'll take one more breath here and full breath out. We're going to come into that supported lunge here. So hands come down towards the mat. They pivot to the inside of the left foot, coming towards the top of your mat here again. Drop the right knee on down and hang in this, opening up the front of the right thigh. Again, you can always stay if you need a little bit more support, stay down. Wrists are getting a little sore, bring fists to the mat. Breathe well into wherever you are at here. We find our calf and hamstring stretch now, so hips shift back, right hip lands over the right knee, and then flex the left toes. Each side's always a little bit different. So we find that subtle hinge. Continuing to think about pulling your left hip back as your right hip maybe nudges subtly forward. Let's take that side to side motion here. Can't forget that mobility in the left hip joint. Good. Now we rebend back into the left knee. Tuck the right toes so that gives us a little bit more space here. Left foot steps back to meet our right. High plank here again. Good, let's drop down to our knees, another round of push-ups. So hands spread a little bit wider, roll onto that space. We take a belly breath together. Inhale and exhale. Good, everything gets nice and tight here. As you inhale, nice and low as you can go. Exhale, push away. Good, we keep belly and baby hugged in nice and tight. But with that, we keep breathing here. Good, you've got this. Got 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Good, you guys. We can come back to tabletop or maybe child's pose. Hips sink on back, forehead comes down to the mat. Really stretch the arms. Maybe you tent the fingers like you've got a baseball or an apple underneath your palm. Lift. Really stretching into the shoulders. Yeah, good time for water. We take about 3 or 4 more breaths here in your child's pose. Take a full breath in, and let's take a cleansing breath out. Good, 2 more rounds of cleansing breaths. Inhale and exhale. 1 more full breath in here. Good, sigh it on out. We come back to our tabletop here. Take some rounds of movement. And this intuitive movement is a really great thing to bring to your birth, feeling comfortable of just cueing in of what feels good in my body in this moment. Only you know. All right, let's come on back to our downward facing dog. Hips come nice and high. Let's lift the heels on up and exhale. We work our heels back down towards the mat. Doesn't matter if they touch. Inhale, lifting them on up and exhale. Good, we'll do that 1 more time. Lift and find lots of length. Exhale. All right, so bend the knees, gaze forward, get a little bit of lightness here, and as you exhale, step to the top. Halfway lift. Pulling baby in, good. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Good. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good job, you guys. We're gonna come into our goddess pose. Let's see, I'm restarting that song. All right, you're in with it. All right, so you guys can take it. Yeah, why don't you take it towards each other? So I'm gonna take it towards our, I don't know how many people are watching at home. Even if it's 1, I'm glad you joined in. All right, so our goddess pose. You'll find this in every, right? You probably haven't taken it towards each other before, have you? That's okay, right? It's like we can create this little pentagon shape that we've got here going here at Kamea this morning. So your knees are tracking the same direction as your toes, and we just find this sway side to side. I'm going to turn up our music a little bit. This is kind of a long song, so we're gonna stick with it. Julia's like, yeah. It's like one of prenatal classes. Right? It's this is a long one. This is a
bigger and heavier. I know. Although, so I already saw him on that. So I was rocking it when I was like 9 months pregnant. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's it. And now I'm like, oh.
Right? All right. So let's find that sway side to side. This rhythmic motion, whether it be in your goddess or even rocking side to side or forward and back, that rhythm is a really important part of how we calm ourselves. So again, getting familiar with bringing in strength with this rhythmic movement. Good, let's reach our arms out to the sides. Haven't done goddess on video ever, so check that off the list. All we can do is smile, right? Smile and move. All right, so we find stillness with our lower half. Open up your arms here. We're finding those pelvic tilts again. Exhale, round and hug baby in. Good, inhale to open. Exhale, round. 2 more. Exhale. Use your breath here, you guys. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. Hands to thighs here. We find a hinge at the hips. Find that sway side to side. So this gives us a little bit of relief. I want you to notice here where you might be holding that tension. Do you feel like you're holding tension into the pelvic floor, into the shoulders, into the fists, into the jaw? So how can you soften? Let's find stillness here in this sway. We'll take a full cleansing breath together. Inhale and exhale. Good, drop your right shoulder, gaze over your left. You can really use that right hand to the inside of the right thigh for a little bit of leverage to twist on into this. Feels really, really good. All right, come back through center. Drop the left shoulder. Gaze can come over the right. Still feeling nice and strong in our thighs here. Awesome, come on back to center. Taking this nice and slow, giving your thighs some little squeezes as we lift our shoulders and chest. Good, bring your hands to your heart. As you inhale, we lengthen. Interlace your hands here and exhale, push on down. Those negative thoughts go right away here. Exhale, send them away. 2 more. Exhale. Last one here. Exhale. Good, open up the arms like you're ready for a big hug. Find your eagle arms, right arm under, hands can rest on shoulders or palms connect. Invite some movement into your spine here, yogis. Again, think, feel what's going on in the thighs. I want you to stay in this. See yourself as strong. It's easy to say, oh, I want to get out of this. This sucks. This hurts. Stick with it. This is where we grow. We find that edge and we move past it. Come up to center here. Lift your elbows and then reach away. Feel the shoulder blades pull apart. As you inhale, open up the arms, straighten the legs. And exhale, left arm under. So eagle arms on the other side against hands can come to shoulders or palms connect. Breathe well into this here, you guys. Maybe you take horse lips. If you're following along at home, you're like, what is horse lips? Here it is. So check that off the list. Also have done that live now, horse lips. It helps you, so you guys stay with those eagle arms, helps you relax your jaw. Probably makes you smile, which also helps diffuse any of that negative energy. Nobody else is doing horse lips with me, but it's okay. Yes, thank you. All right, come on back. The legs are shaking. Good. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, goal post arms. Actually bring all the way into your side body here. Inhale, open. Whew, exhale, pull it in. Nice and strong. 2 more. 1 more here. Good, you guys. Hands to thighs. Find that sway. Feel that strength. You've got this. Whew. I think this song was like 6+ minutes.
Is this the one that Meredith was like, oh, you think it's done and then it's not?
Probably. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Do you guys want a time check or do you just want to stick with it? I don't know. The phone's not.
You don't know how long your contractions are.
Right? Contractions sometimes usually last 60 to 90 seconds. Sometimes you get where they're like rolling one after another, where you don't feel like you have a lot of time to get your breath. So this is where we practice that. Whoo, yeah. Everybody.
Very closely around Sunday. It was like I'd have like a minute one, and then I'd have 30 seconds, and then I'd have another one, and then it'd be like 5 minutes.
Right?
It
And
was
this
really
can happen
weird.
before you're in actual labor. Yes.
It
Woo! Right, it's just tracking that pattern. All right, hey guys, we're done. All right, straighten in your legs. Heel, toe the feet in, give your thighs a little rub. Ingrid Michaelson is singing to us that we just want to be okay. Whew. Yeah, good time to take water. Just kind of cue in again. When you get that little reprieve after things get hard, what do you want? Always a good rule of thought to between every contraction, drink water to stay hydrated. So whether someone is bringing that cup to you or you remember as making that part of your ritual, drinking water too. All right, you guys, let's come to the top of our mat. I want you to come to Tadasana here. Hand to heart, hand to belly, baby. Whew. Let's take a full breath in together. Open mouth, exhale. Awesome, breathe in. Exhale. Good, last one here. And exhale it out. Awesome. We are going to take a little bit of balance work. I'm going to stay. If you guys want to shift towards the window, that might be helpful for you for the purposes of me being in front of the camera. We're going to take our tree pose. So we're going to stay grounded into our left foot. Externally rotate your right hip. If you're watching along at home, I'm mirroring you. So we find that external rotation on the right side. You might reach your arms, you might lift your gaze. I want you to challenge yourself here, you guys. That's where we grow. So maybe you really lift forward, maybe you move your arms and your torso a little bit. Feel that shake. Feel that uncertainty. Come back to those good things you shared that are happening in your world. All right, you guys, we've got 2 more breaths here together. Nice full breath in and out. Breathe in. And as you take that exhale, if your limbs were extended, bring hands back down to heart or heart and baby. Let that right hip close in. Right foot meets your left. Shake it on out. Maybe you roll out the shoulders. Again, just noticing when we take those postures, any posture really, where do we hold that tension? All right, so we start to ground into the opposite foot. Really spread those toes nice and wide so you notice, you feel supported here. Find the external rotation on the other side. Each side's a little bit of difference here. Typically, one side is a lot better, and we don't necessarily need to give it a title, but this is my not so good balance side. So again, noticing what and how this might shift for you. Notice if you wobble, you took yourself to the edge. We've got 2 more breaths here together. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good, breathing in and breathing out. Good, slowly we let our limbs close back in. Bring both feet back to the mat. We are going to come to Malasana, so you can shift back towards the front of the room. We don't have blocks in our space, but if you're at home, you could take a couple pillows or a bolster to take underneath your seat. So we are sinking hips down. And I want you to notice if you don't take the props beneath your seat, I really, really encourage you to try your best to soften into your pelvic floor here. Often we think of an elevator breath, so as you inhale, notice, feel your breath traveling all the way down through the throat. the chest, your lungs, your belly, your pelvis, your baby. And then exhale, feel that elevator coming back up. Good. If this feels like too much, you can always come here as well. Not as deep of a squat. We'll take one more full breath in and full breath out. Awesome. We're going to come from our malasana just to rock on forward to hands and knees here. We have made our way back down to our mats. Just inviting again that creative, organic movement in. Going to find right foot to the upper right hand corner. So instead of a lunge where we're taking it a little bit more forward, give it a good heel toe out. And we're just going to take sort of this diagonal movement. Again, really good for pregnancy, in labor, to kind of help baby make his or her way down. If it feels good to linger and find some stillness in a position, stay there. Okay, let's come back to all fours. We're going to take, tuck your toes at the back of your mat. So we are going to take our broken toe pose and lift shoulders directly over hips. So you can help those little toes under. Take your hands behind you. I want you to roll shoulders back. Keep baby hugged in here and just really focus this heart opening to the chest and the throat. Good. Breathe into whatever sensation you feel in your feet here. Good. Let's release our hands. Bring your hands to your thighs. Tuck your chin towards your chest. And then we'll just take left ear towards left shoulder. Come back down through center, right ear to right shoulder. Good. Take that half circle one more time. All right. We come back to our tabletop here. I want you to just notice, rest the tops of the feet on the mat. And notice that sensation you might feel in your feet after that deep stretch. Now feel free to give them a little pound. Good. We'll take our that diagonal hip opener on the other side. So helping the left foot up. And again, you might just be curious about where that foot lands or how far, how deep you take this. No judgment if it looks a little different than the other side. Thank you guys again for showing up, tuning in. I didn't wear my glasses today, so I can't see how many people are watching. So it's getting old, but sure. Yeah, you can turn the fans off. Thanks, Julie. Good. We'll take the last few breaths or two. Maybe notice if you crave a little bit of stillness, or if it just feels good to keep moving. All right, we are going to shift to another little bit of a hip opener here. So let's come actually to a seat first. And you can sit crisscross or soles of the feet together. Either one is good. We'll take our arms up towards the ceiling here, and we'll take left hand to right knee and right hand behind you. Nice tall spine here. Both sits bones, both butt cheeks are on the mat here. Gaze can come over the right shoulder. Nice tall twist. Breathe well into this. Let's start to come out of this just simply by shifting our gaze. Good. We reach our arms back up overhead. This time right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Honor whatever differences you might feel on this side. Gaze shifts back towards the front. Arms reach up. Then we'll take hands behind you here. Walk them back a little bit. You might extend your legs long or feet to the mat and just take those shoulders rolling back. Really feeling this nice sense of openness in the heart and the chest. Good. All right, come on back here. So we've got a couple options. You could take figure 4. If you are watching at home and you're not expecting or you're newly expecting, you could take this all the way down to your back. We won't be here long. If the going on to the back doesn't feel good, you could take a pillow behind you. Or you could stay just like me with no props at all. You can even come down onto your forearms. Gives you a little bit of elevation here. Another option is this fire log pose of stacking. This is a bigger hip opener for me, but stacking shins parallel to the top of your mat. You can see that my knee is lifted a little bit here, so I would reach for a pillow or maybe a rolled up blanket underneath. And you might find a little lean forward. I notice I find a little bit of shift here to keep both sits bones on the mat. Breathe well here. I'm gonna step out of the video for a second. Good. If you are following along at home and you've got some lights on, maybe you turn them down. We'll take about another 4 rounds of breath. Wanting to be mindful to not take this too deep, but just to use our breath to settle into this, to surrender now that we've made our way back down to the mats. I think if you're anything like me, that when we find a little bit of stillness, that's when the mind starts going. So utilize your breath or come back to that question at the beginning of class. If you weren't with us, question of the day was, what is going well for you right now? What feels good in this time of uncertainty? We've all got good stuff happening, so maybe it's just bringing that awareness to our breath, our ability to take those full breaths in and out. Good. We start to find a shift here to the other side. I encourage you to take some movement, some transitions, maybe those windshield wipers. Just kind of noticing that movement in between. Again, cueing in those times where in between contractions or in between hard stuff, what can we do to find what feels good in our body? Again, you can take that figure 4 on the other side. If your mind starts to wander, the strategy I use is counting my breath. So we inhale for 1, 2, 3, and 4, or whatever number you get to, and then exhale 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that count keeps your mind focused on the count versus those lingering, repeating thoughts. We take another 3 to 4 cycles of breath here. Another good tool is taking that cleansing breath with the HA sound, an audible exhale, just letting it go. Let's take one more cleansing breath here together. Nice full breath in. Exhale. Good. So we will transition here to some movements after that last hip opener. And this is the time where you can check in if there are any other movements that might feel good in your body. Maybe happy baby or legs up the wall, or even just if you're reclined a little bit, propping your legs up with a pillow, wide leg fold. Good. I see lots of great options here in our studio space. Asking yourself, what do I need in this moment? Maybe it is Shavasana. Maybe that's where your body is needing some extra time and stillness. Maybe it's a little bit more movement and that stillness just doesn't feel good right now. Over the next few handful of breaths, you can start to make your way into whatever Shavasana looks like for you, whether you are here in the studio with us or whether you are at home. It can look a lot of different ways. Shavasana could be seated, you could be reclined onto your couch, you could go lay on your bed, you could lay flat on your back, on your side. Guys. When you settle into whatever Shavasana looks like for you, I want you to invite a full breath in and open mouth exhale. Let yourself sink into your mat, into the floor beneath you. Notice our breath here. We notice the support not only physically of the people in this space, but the community we have on a larger scale. I share with you as we close our practice this morning a quote from Morgan Harper Nichols, one of my most favorite poets and authors. May you never forget how far you have come, for you have traveled many miles to get to this place. May you never forget the starless nights that shaped you and the morning skies that gave you the hope and strength to carry on. For after all the years you have made it through, over and over, light has found way to you. And even though you still have a long way to go, all of the miles you have traveled matter more than you know. Let's take a full breath in together here. Open mouth, exhale. Good, breathe in. Let it go. Good, one final breath here in our Shavasana. Inhale. And let it go. Good. We start to invite some gentle movements, a deepening of our breath. I encourage you to hold on to that breath in times of uncertainty. Eventually, we make our way back to a tall seat. Whether you are here in studio or at home, I invite you to bring left hand to your heart, right hand to your baby, your belly, this place of life and health. Good. We'll take 3 breaths together to close our practice this morning. Big full breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. And exhale. Good, deepest breath yet. And let it go. I invite you to join your hands at heart center. Drop your chin towards your chest. Find gratitude for all the things and all this uncertainty. Trying to shift that mentality of certainty in times of uncertainty. We've got our breath, our movement, and our yoga practice. So thank you for joining in. Thank you for supporting Helmea in all of this. As always, the light and love in me sees and honors the light and love in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in at home. Have a beautiful Saturday. And turn it off, yeah. I think it's at the bottom. Finish.